And when do you say the seedlings are ready for transplanting?
Seedlings are ready about 6 weeks after sowing in the nursery. Yes, 6 weeks.
Okay.
6 weeks.
Okay.
As you can see, these seedlings, they are ready for transplanting.
Yes.
Yes, because they are well hardened, ready to go to the field.
And now, when it comes to varieties, what varieties do you recommend, and what are the expected yields per hectare?
This variety is called Arad. It's a long season and long storage variety. You can store it up to 6 months. But we've also got varieties for the fresh market that you can store only for 3 months, say the Ada, which is also available here.
Other thing, in terms of fertilizer requirements, what sort of fertilizers do you recommend farmers to use, and probably the rates? I know I'm not talking of a person who has taken soils for analysis, but a thumbs up to say, okay, general recommendation, type of fertilizer, and probably the rates per hectare on basal fertilizer in the top dressing at the same time.
Basically, normally we use tobacco fat as our basal fertilizer. We recommend about 1,000 kgs, that is 1 ton, 1,000 kgs basal application that you apply at land preparation, then 250 kgs of ammonium nitrate that you apply at day 21. Basically, those are our recommendations for fertilizers. With this Arad, the recommended, what normally we get per hectare is about 90 tons.
90 tons per hectare. Wow, that's a good yield.
That's 90 tons.
Yes.
But for somebody who's just starting, we can say 70 tons to right.
Yes.
Yes. If we say 70 tons and we assume only he can sell maybe 50 tons, and normally the price for onion is around 50 cents. It means a person can accrue as much as 25,000 per hectare. The cost of production for onion normally ranges between $3,500 to $4,500, depending with where you get your inputs.
Yes.
But basically, you can see the margins. The margins are huge. So it will cover whatever cost of production and whatever electricity and everything else.
Plus your holiday money.
Plus your holiday money there.
It's there.
Yes.
Wow. It's
yes,
a very
yes.
good return. Huh?
Very good.
Very good
Very
return.
good.
Okay. Now we have done the transplanting. What would be the recommended spacing? You talked of what was the plant population?
Between 600 to 800,000.
We are talking about 600 to 800,000 plants per hectare.
Yes.
Yeah. In order to achieve that, what's your spacing, recommended spacing in the field?
The recommended spacing normally, what happens now is, first and foremost, we need to think about the market. Do we want very large bulbs or do we want average sized bulbs? If you want the average sized bulbs which are preferred by the market in terms of ones for pocketing, we use a spacing of about 8 centimeters in row spacing.
Okay,
Yes.
in row, that's from plant to
plant in the same line.
Plant, in the same line.
In the same
yes,
line.
Yeah.
Yes. Then there's interrow, we put 20 centimeters.
So interrow is from one row to the other.
One row to the other, yes.
So in other words, you're saying 20 centimeters by 8 centimeters.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is for which size of a bulb?
That's the average size.
Average
the
size,
one that
yes.
the market prefers.
Yes.
Because you know how people talk about you want to cut the onion at once, you don't want to cut it and use it after 3 days.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but at the same time now, we also need to cater for the fresh market. The fresh market, you go to Mbari, they don't like the small bulbs. They want the big bulbs.
Big bulb, yeah.
They want the big bulbs. So
Yes,
the big
yes.
bulbs, anything between 10 and 11 centimeters in row spacing,
Okay.
you get the big bulbs.
Okay.
Yes. And that kind of spacing, we recommend it to the short season, the fresh market.
Okay.
But this long season, 8 centimeters is ideal. Even 7 centimeters is ideal.
It's ideal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's good. So now we've done the spacing. How do you apply your fertilizer at transplanting?
At transplanting, we apply the fertilizer, the basal, we apply it during land preparation.
I see.
Yes, we actually broadcast about 100 grams per square meter. 100 grams per square meter, we broadcast, dig it in with a harrow or spike harrow or maybe a small hoe. We dig it in, make sure we incorporate it into the soil, but we incorporate it only in the top layer, about maybe depth of say 3 centimeters or so, because these are shallow rooted crops. You don't want to take the fertilizers underneath. Yes, so after that, we plant.
Okay.
Yes.
So in other words, this is when you're doing it on a small scale, but if it's large scale, you can broadcast your basal fertilizer and you can come in with light disking, should
disking,
we call it
yes,
light,
yes,
or
yes,
shallow
yes.
disking rather,
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
mix it with the topsoil.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.